Hey everyone, it's Janette Burke here, online media personality, TV show podcast host of Janette's TV podcast, correspondent, red carpet host, MC speaker, and now Chef Janette. Welcome back to another segment of Cooking with Janette. Today we're making a salmon dish. It's going to be salmon pistachio. You're going to see all my little things put together. This is a great dinner for during the week or on the weekend. It's nice for serving if you're having company, and it's really quick to put together. It's super healthy and it looks amazing when it's all put together. People will think you've slaved for hours, but I'm going to do this in under 10 minutes. So stay with me. Hi guys. I'm cooking a beautiful salmon dish today, as I mentioned, and we're going to get started right now. The first thing you're going to need to get is some kind of a dish. Like this is a Corningware, great for the oven. You could use tin foil, as long as it's this type of a dish, because we need to put a few things in here. So the first thing, after I take my dish, I'm going to spray it, as I always do with my spray. It's like Pam or whatever version of Pam you want to use. This is really important. Love this stuff. Without it, the cleanup is so much more difficult. This stuff just makes it come right clean right away. Not so much scrubbing or ruining of our precious nails after our manicures. Okay, after that, I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil and just put some in the bottom too. Okay, not too much. I think in total, not even a tablespoon. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. The olive oil I like to use, I mentioned this before, but I like this one. It's called Saborito, and it's made in Italy, and it's extra virgin olive oil. It's great. You can find it in most grocery stores, and we'll also link it below should you wish to get it from one of our affiliates, like on Amazon or something. Okay, next to this little mixture, we're going to add our lemon juice. Okay, I'm doing about, 10 drops or so. This is really important because it helps to lock in flavor, but also it makes the acid in it makes the fish, or even if you're cooking meat, whatever, it makes it softer. So I always cook with a little bit of lemon juice. Okay, now we have our salmon. So I have 2 fillet here already purchased. And again, I cook in a kosher kitchen. This is kosher fish. You can use whatever you want. The skin has been removed. I like it that way. You can buy it any way you want it. It doesn't have to be fillet like this. It could be bigger portions. Fits right in though perfectly in here. So we're gonna just spread it out slightly. And then we are going to move ahead with our lemon. So lemon is one of those other things I always cook with. It's great for garnish, but also is very good for cooking to keep things moist, particularly chicken and fish, which both get dry if you have leftovers. And chances are there's going to be leftovers because I usually get about 1 or 2 meals out of this. I'm not eating as much these days since I take Ozempic, and my stomach is shrunk from it, so I don't feel like eating as much, so I eat smaller portions and I get more out of it. But I'm not the only one eating this tonight. There's going to be one other person eating it. Anyway, that's what it looks like in the dish. Okay, now we are going to add our seasoning. So I'm going to just quickly wipe my hands a little bit. And I'm going to proceed with the seasonings, which are pretty much standard seasonings, starting with a bit of rosemary. Rosemary is perfect for fish. It's also perfect for chicken. It's perfect for anything, really. I like rosemary a lot. I always find it gives a nice flavor. So I'm just going to season it up. I'm generous with my seasoning, and I don't measure. I just shake it until it looks like I like it. You know, like if it wants more, want less, whatever. I just shake it till I like it. That's how I do things. Simple, quick, easy. It tastes great. It looks gourmet, and everyone's happy. And there's just the one seasoning, the rosemary. Okay, now we're going to move on, and we're going to put in some thyme. And I'm not as generous with the thyme as I am with the rosemary, simply because if you overuse thyme, you get a lemon taste, but it's somewhat bitter. Otherwise, it's fantastic if it's used in the right amount. Here's the thyme added. Then we're going to move on. We're going to add some lemon powder, lemon pepper rather, in a powder form. And again, you could use fresh herbs and spices if you have them on hand. I sometimes have them on hand, but I tend to cook more with the dried stuff. I find that with the fresh, yes, it's great. It's got great taste, but it also doesn't last as long, so that I wind up throwing it out and wasting money. So therefore, I go for the dried. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of basil. And then after that, I'm going to add a little bit of parsley. You can use parsley or cilantro, whatever you have on hand or whatever you more prefer. Doesn't matter. Okay, and now I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. A little bit of coarse kosher salt. Not too much, because this stuff is pretty, if you add too much, it's too salty. And then I'm going to add some garlic powder, just a touch. I don't like a lot, but it's good with the lemon. It fits in well. And it makes for, you know, a better tasting sauce, because it's going to be a bit of a lemony sauce to this. And then I'm going to add in my onion powder. And that's kind of it for today. Okay, here's what it looks like when it's all seasoned up. Okay, now we're going to add some other things. I'm going to spread this out a little bit with my knife. And just to incorporate it, I'm going to take, you know, the olive oil, move it around a little bit, and just incorporate it so it's not just on the top, but also on the bottom, and the seasoning is evenly distributed. That makes for a better dish, always. Okay, now I'm going to add in my shallots. I'm just going to lay them right on top. I find that it's just better that way. It just gives that added kick flavor. And all I do is cut up some shallots. You can dice it if you want. It's not necessary though. You could just break it into pieces. It's just as good. Again, it's more for the flavor, and also in the presentation it looks good. But other than that, it doesn't really have a lot of purpose, the shallot. So I'm just adding it in. Then I'm going to add in my cherry tomato. I'm just going to lay it on top. Comes about 3 pieces each. I cut the cherry tomatoes in half. And I'm just putting like a piece of 3 pieces across the fish. If you want more, you can use more. And then I'm going to add the rest in the bottom, just sort of like for decor. And then I'm going to add in some fresh mint. Now, this is one thing I do keep on hand fresh, because I use it frequently. I cook with it often. And I also use fresh mint with hot water or with tea sometimes. It's really good. It cleanses out your intestines or your gastric colon, this, that, and the other. It's very good for you. You know, it's good to drink with hot water. It's just overall very good. Now, my pièce de résistance, I am going to add in my veg. So I've sliced up all this veg. I got some nice baby tomatoes sliced up. I'm just going to put this in and arrange it around the dish. And then I'm going to keep adding to it, but first the potatoes go down. So I'm just adding around, doing a little decorative type of thing here. And, you know, this is a non-dairy dish. It's healthy. It's vegan for the most part. It is vegan, actually, because I don't use any dairy. Then I'm going to take my sliced mushrooms and dribble them across, too. So you just slice up some mushrooms, dribble it across. And there we go. We just kind of fill in the blanks or the space. And get the last of my mushrooms. And that's about that. Now, to finish it all off, I've got some green beans. I have yellow and green actually, so it's a nice combination. It really looks beautiful when you just add a few, and it sort of gives it a bit of a Portuguese or Mediterranean feel. It's also very decorative, so I'm just going to add in, and now we basically have a one pot supper or dish. So it's all done. You got your veg, you got your potato, you got your fish all in one dish, which is, you know, easy breezy and looks beautiful. You can even serve it right out of this dish because this happens to be a Pyrex one. So that makes everything just so much better, right? Easy breezy, less fuss, less mess. It's makes cooking more enjoyable. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, and I did put all my veg in here first. It was easier. Just going to add a few carrots for, like, on top for color because it looks nice. And I'm going to take this one carrot and cut it in half because it's a little too big. So we want it to be like baby carrot size for garnish. And then I'm going to add my vegan margarine. It looks like butter. It tastes like butter. You would never know it's not butter. I'm just going to cut it in half, spread it around, and it'll cook nicely on the fish, but it will also cook nicely on the veg. And it makes a nice little sauce too, so that's great. And we're just going to break it up. Sometimes like this, sometimes I cut it, whichever easiest. And then I'm going to add one last thing, and this is what's going to make it look so special. I've got about 10 pistachio nuts, and I took the shells off, so it's a bit more work that way. You can buy it already deshelled and cut up, so it's a little easier. So I'm just going to cut it up a little and smush it, and it's going right on top. And basically, it's going to give a nice little taste to this, a little bit different. And it also adds a little bit of protein too. I mean, it's not a lot, it's just a few extra nuts. But the easiest way to do it actually is just take the knife and go, bam, down on the board. And it cracks it up nice for you. Here, I'll show you again how I did that. You take it, you push down on the knife, and it just cracks it right up. And it's much easier, no mess. Sometimes they give me a little bit of problems, but it's a fairly easy way to do it. Okay, and of course, if you drop it, then you gotta pick it all up. Okay, got it. Everything's cool. Here's my pistachios. I'm just gonna mix them in all over, and then I'm going to pick up the excess off the. I have marble countertops that work like a cabinet, like a countertop too, but I often tend not to use just the marble because I don't want to ruin it. I put the board on top. That's what it's looking like when it's all said and done. Okay, and I'm going to just add now a touch of seasoning on top just to make sure the vegetables also have some seasoning because they can be bland without it. I'm going to just take a little more onion powder, particularly because of the potatoes too, right? We don't want them to suck up all the spices that we already added. I'm going to take a smidge more salt, and I do mean a smidge. I'm putting it into my hand as opposed to using the shaker because look at those big holes. You get way too much salt. Put it in your hand, just go like this around. That's better, controlling the amount of salt. And I'm going to add in a bit more thyme on top, and I'm going to add in a little bit more parsley on top because it also looks pretty and it gives some taste to the potato. You could also add a little bit of paprika if you want, just because of the potato, but I'm not going to add it today because I want something different. Okay, and then I'm going to add in a little more lemon pepper on top. Just don't add too much of this because it can also get salty. And a little more thyme. And a little more I think we have enough actually. Okay, here we go. It's all seasoned. It's all ready for the oven. It's your one pot delicious salmon, and it can literally be served right out of here. I'm going to, there's two ways you can do this. You could broil it or you can bake it, and I'm going to bake it. Now I'm debating, do I want to do it uncovered or covered? Probably going to do it covered so that the heat really contains itself and it cooks a little bit faster. So I'm going to get some aluminum foil. But if you don't want to use aluminum foil, some people are adverse to it, then that's okay. You can, if you have a cover top for your casserole dish that's oven friendly, you can go ahead and use that instead. So there we go. It's going right into the oven. And we have a nice dinner. So I hope you'll try this recipe and enjoy. Thanks for being with me again today on Cooking with Janette. This is Janette Burke, your host, signing off. I hope you love this salmon dish. Please share in the comments below if you made it and what the reactions were when you served it, or if you had a dinner party, but however you decided to serve it and what the people had to say about it. And we'll see you next time on Cooking with Janette. Bye for now.